Hey guys, how you doing? This is James Tate, and this is the first out of a new weekly set of videos that I'm going to be putting out there to help motivate and to inspire some people. It's also something that I'm going to be doing to go along with the book that I'm writing and help me put my thoughts together and to say them out loud and to see if any of the ideas that I have can help you or inspire you or help you get through any tough times you might be going through. All I want to do is try to give you a different perspective. I'm not really trying to get too spiritual, but I'm also not trying to get too much in the psychology realm. You know, I don't have a degree in psychology. I study a lot independently and trying to learn human behavior and why we do the things that we do. So hopefully some of these videos can give you a better insight to yourself, to the world around you, and hopefully it'll push you and help you to become a better person and get better every day. So today's video, I want to talk about how you can become, or that you should become, the 1%. Now, I'm not talking about, income inequality, 1%, 99%. I want to talk to you about the idea of the 1% being successful, whereas 99% of the people live like regular mundane lives, maybe never live out their dreams, or maybe never, inspired to become more than what they are at the present time. The majority of people are the 99%. They all do one thing. There's, human behavior pushes us to respond a certain type of way. If someone comes at us, we defend ourselves. It's like fight or flee. So it's kind of like, once you are self-aware and realize that everyone has typically the same response to a lot of things that happen to them in the world, or when somebody says something to them, maybe now you can take a look at it. And I just want to show you a different perspective so that maybe you can accrue a new mentality when it comes to success and when it comes to motivating yourself and for positive change in your life. So if you ask any of my friends or anyone who knows me, and they know that my philosophy in life is that I want to be different. Not different like, I'm one of the goth kids, one everyone else, and I just have to be different and like dress different. I mean different like in behavior. So if everyone is doing one thing, I want to be able to identify if that one thing that they're doing is positive and then do that. But if it's not, I want to be able to see myself not doing that and going in a different direction. Let me give you an example. Okay, so you have the 1%, super successful, rich, famous, happy, accomplished, and then you have everyone else, the 99%. Success is relative. So, when I say 99%, I mean people who may not be living their dream, or people who are working in a rat race, or are just going through life through the motions. The 1% and the 99%, I don't want to talk about money, I want to talk about mentality. I once had a roommate who, a couple years back, kept his room like super dirty, and he never cleaned up after himself. And he was usually a pretty clean and pretty organized person, but he was just going through this really bad route of just being like a complete mess. And I asked him, I said, "Are you doing all right?" And he said, "Well, I'm not working, I don't have any money, so when I don't have any money, I get lazy and I don't feel like cleaning." And so I agreed with him, because I know that has happened to me, and I know that happens to a lot of people. You're not making any money, you don't have any motivation, and your room gets dirty and you're just kind of depressed. But I tried to show him something. I said, if you know that the majority of people do this, if you know the majority of people respond this way, and also the majority of people aren't really super successful, then there's a correlation to that. It's kind of like a cause and effect. I don't have any money and I'm depressed is the cause, and the effect is I keep my room dirty, I keep my apartment dirty, and I'm just really being a lazy slob. It sounds like a very natural way of progressing, and usually it's part of human behavior, and a lot of people do that. So I tried to help him recognize that if the majority of people do that, and the majority of people aren't successful, then maybe you should start doing the things that is the opposite of what you know everyone else is. You know, the reaction to be lazy because of that is, you know, we agreed it was a normal thing. But what's another name for normal? You know, it's a regular thing people do, or it's a basic thing that people do. And when you get down to basics, you're talking about the majority. You're talking about the 99%. So 99% of people, theoretically, when they get depressed or when they don't have any money and they're feeling sluggish, they usually let their room go, and they usually don't clean their house, or, you know, and this is typical. I'm not saying everybody. So if you know that and you can point out that correlation, then theoretically, if you change your mentality and decide that even though you don't have any money and even though you're kind of depressed, you're going to start doing the things that you would do if you did have money. So I told him, I was like, why don't you just go clean your room? Why don't you clean the house? Why don't you start acting and taking on the traits and the habits of a person who is successful and who does have money? And as you do that, you know, I believe that you'll be motivated, and I believe that you'll see things as being neat, orderly, and clean, and you'll want to be able to buy more things and to keep things cleaner and to keep things in order, so it'll push you and motivate you to either get a new job or find new avenues of making money, or just an idea or a mentality that's better than being depressed and broke in your room. So knowing that, if you start to adopt the traits and the habits of somebody who is doing well and successful and has money and is on top of his game, then the results will eventually have to match the habits and the traits. You kind of have to, you know, be there first mentally before you can be there first physically. You know, it's a very unconventional way of thinking, because we get into these cycles of these habits, and things happen to us and we react to them, and things just get worse, and we don't know how to break this whole cycle. But when it comes down to it, it's all about what you focus on and what you think about, and doing the opposite of what you think everyone else is going to react to this. Because if the 99% are doing something and they're going one way, then the 1% obviously has to be going the other way. So if you want to be part of the 1%, whether it be through money or success or just being happy, you should probably start doing the opposite of the things that everyone else is doing. You know, and a lot of times when you start doing the opposite of what everyone else thinks you're going to do, or what everyone else is doing, you know, you're going to get looked at weird, and you're going to be judged, and you're going to be made fun of. But when you start to really define who you are as an individual, and people will respect you, and they say, wow, he's not doing what everyone else is doing. He's doing his own thing, and he's confident at it, and it's actually working for him. Maybe you're at a job that's like ho-hum, and no one really takes it seriously, and everyone does like the minimum of what they're supposed to be doing, and you can see that, and you can say, okay, everyone is giving this amount of effort for this job. I don't want to be like everyone else, the 99%. I want to be like the 1%. And what would they do? They would do the opposite. So I'm going to take this job, which is relatively mundane, or it doesn't take a lot of effort, and I'm going to put extra effort into it, and I'm going to be the best at whatever this job is and take it much more seriously than anyone else does. And then I'll reap the benefits from it. Or maybe you want to get in shape, so you go to the gym. So you go to the gym 2 or 3 days a week, and you're doing like, you know, some bull workouts that you just came up with on your own, which is usually what the majority of people do. And it's funny because you go to the gym and you see the majority of people there all the time, and they don't look any different. Or you may not see results for yourself. So knowing that everyone does it that way, then you should decide to do it differently. Do the opposite. Get a trainer. You know, go online and follow some workouts, write some stuff down, be very serious about it, start to go more times than not, develop a system, do things the opposite way that everyone else is doing it because you want to be successful at it. If most people say that what they want out of life is, to go to college and get a stable job and then live and then, try to be happy that way, then that's cool. The majority of people want to do that. And the majority of them are going to be successful in their own way, but they'll never get to the 1% side. So instead of looking at life that way, which everyone else does, look at it differently. Do the opposite. Say, you know what? I'm going to set my goals and the things that I want super high, and that I'm going to just devote my life to it and just go at it, whether it's you have to go to school for it, or whether you do independent study, or whether you just have an idea and you just run with it, or whether you want to create something and share it to the world. Do that, because that's the opposite of convention. That's the opposite of what the 99% are doing, and most people never achieve that level of money, fame, happiness, success. What I'm trying to say is that you want to be the 1% or have the 1% mentality in all the things that you do. No matter what the situation is, look at it and say, okay, everyone's doing this, so I'm going to come up with a way to do it differently. I'm going to do it the way that I'm supposed to do it, but I'm also going to do it in a different fashion or with a different perspective so that I can stand out and so that people can see the real value in me, and they can see my love for what I'm doing, and my love and my desire to be better and to be the best at whatever it is the situation calls for. I mean, you can apply this 1% rule to anybody. The majority of people that go to the gym are not in shape. Maybe 1% of anyone there is happy with their body. Or, you have, thousands and thousands of songwriters, but only 1% are really successful. Or, you can apply that to authors or the people at your job or, anything in life. There's always a 99% and there's always a 1%. And the 1% is usually the happiest and the most successful. So what you need to do is get yourself in the mentality of the 1%. And then your results will match your mentality. So you have to start with the mentality first, and then the results will follow. We've had a lot of talk in the past couple of years about the 1% and, how a lot of people hate the 1% and, income inequality. But, I think really deep down, we all kind of want to be the 1%, but we know that we're the 99%. So what I'm offering now is to help you to get in the mentality of the 1% so that hopefully your results will match your habits and your traits, and you'll get to be the 1%. Well, thanks for watching my first video. I'm going to start doing these once a week. And subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video, hit like. If you didn't like it, then I'm sorry. I'm sure you don't like a lot of things. But thank you for watching again, and check me out next week. There's info in the bio, and you can follow social media and check out how far along I'm coming with the book that I'm writing and when it's going to come out. So thanks again, and take it easy.